now, break it down now.
So HPX, I think I need to open it in front of me to actually remember. So it is a fitness race. So a lot of folk will say to you, is this like High Rocks? High Rocks is High Rocks. High Rocks is its own brand. High Rocks is its own thing. It falls under the category of fitness racing. And there's so many of these popping up right now. And what I think is actually incredible about it is that because High Rocks has become so in demand and it's made people so, quotes, ready for anything, people can't get to the events now because they're becoming so competitive. So other events like this popping up are so tailored to people that are into fitness racing. So yeah, I'm going off on a mad tangent here, but fitness racing actually comes from obstacle course racing, OCR. So HPX is just, it's a fitness race, man. So it's just a bunch of folk getting together, throwing it down, man, and I cannot wait. So we're on it, it's currently 20 past 1 right now, and we're on at 4:15 in the top wave, which is like the Avengers in it. It's a partner workout, so I'm doing it with my mate Jordan that you'll obviously see later on in the vlog. And we start off on bike erg. It's 125 calories, you go, I go, so you can split that whatever way you want, as far as I'm aware. Then it's a partner run, so you're both running 800 meters, 2 times around the 400 meter track. Then it's 100 dumbbell snatches at 20 kilograms. That's a heavy weight for snatches, by the way. Then after that, straight back into a run again. So you can see it's kind of following the principle of like, it's quite like High Rocks. And then it's a you go, I go, 125 cal row, 800 meter run, 100 box step overs, 24 inches, you go, I go, 800 meter run, and then 125 cal ski erg into an 800 meter run. But this is where it really differentiates, and this is what makes the race so different. It then finishes off in 5 different exercises with no runs in between them, with a sprint finish at the end. So it's 100 partner wall balls. This is where you literally pass the wall ball to each other over a bar. So what makes this really different is that you have to get your timing right, you have to catch it, because I think this is going to be very easy to get a no rep as well. Then we're moving on to a 300 meter earthworm carry, where you both have a 20 kilogram bag on and you basically move for 300 meters. Then you drop the bag, do 100 burpees, you go, I go. So that's not synchro, that's you go, I go. And then synchronized 100 meter earthworm walking lunge. So you get the bag back on your shoulder and complete 100 meters of walking lunges. And then it's a sprint finish. It said 200 meters, but from looking at it on the videos today, it looks about 50 meters. So it looks like just a sprint to the end. I ran through this on Tuesday with Jordan, and we done like a bit of a, almost just a bit of a run through. We went full pelt on all the ergs and all the stations. And the only thing that we halved down the middle was 400 meters on the runs instead of 800 meters. And we didn't do the earthworm carry, we just left it out because we didn't actually know the distance for it as well. And we done it 45 minutes on the nose. That was with some fucking about in the middle as well. So just kind of looking at things as well. So I'm guessing, like, if we have a really good race today, we don't know, we could potentially come in around 53 minutes. That's what I'm kind of thinking, around that sort of mark right there. So, and I don't know how close this is to a High Rocks, because when we get asked, what would you run at a doubles? We kind of put ourselves in the 50 to 55 minutes. So that's kind of where we put ourselves there. So yeah, man, that is the race. That is HPX. Yeah, so, well, my last official one was triathlon, yeah. So that went well, that went well. But before that was High Rocks, let's try and say it properly, Karlsruhe. So I've met so many Germans in my travels, and you tell them I was at High Rocks Karlsruhe and they're looking at you like, where the hell is that, man? So yeah, it didn't go really well. So this year's been a bit mad for me. Anyone that's been following the channel for any period of time, in January, my running was in the best spot it's ever been in. I was in Bali at the time. I was clocking some big ass weeks, hit a couple of 100k weeks, had never done that much volume, but it was beginning to take its toll on me. And if I look back at it now, I was ignoring a lot of pain. Like, I was like, I can deal with this. I was like limping on runs, like I was sore, and I was like, no, this is the volume I need to be doing. And at that time, I was in like a fierce competition myself, because I knew that I had Karlsruhe coming up on the 2nd of March. So I was like, I need to just get the volume in, and it's hard to run here out in the heat. So if I push myself further, I'll get there. And around that time, I started to get a lot of pain in my right ankle. And I thought it was my tendon. I was going to physio. They told me it was tendonitis. Didn't run for 3 weeks. Got back to running. Then it got worse again. And because we were in Bali and we were coming back to the UK, we had to roll the dice on actually whether or not I would actually go. And we did, and we flew to Germany directly, Bali, Dubai, Germany, and then had to pull out halfway through. So this year, to say that I lost my confidence this year is an understatement, because I went from having one of the most action-packed years ever, really on a big high, to really feeling like, God, man, I've lost my wings here. So this is the first sort of really competitive racing environment like this I've been in. As I said today, I done triathlon, not long, about 6 weeks after the injury, because I could stick to the ergs, and I actually managed to win the, it was an event in Preston, I think it was. I managed to win that. It wasn't like hundreds of people were in that. It was a small event, maybe like, I don't know, like 50 or so people or so, but it was hard. So I'm going to play to my strengths today and go for it on the ergs, man. I'm excited. I'm really nervous as well. I think there's always part of you as well, and I was having a conversation with Jordan before this. I haven't really vocalised this online because you'll be watching this after the event. I'm acting Mr. Big Man right now. But I think there's a part of you that when you see those names of who you're competing against on that first heat, and the second heat as well, man, and like, you don't even know, there could be a ghost in there. They could be, they've kind of done it so that they've tried to do it so that the fastest folk are in the first heat. There's a part of it that's like, I shouldn't be there right now, I'm not there right now, but you just need to remind yourself that, look at the stack of evidence that you do have. And that's what I've been doing this morning. I've been reading Jay Shetty's Living Like a Monk, really every day I read that book, and today it was about intentions. And I'm like, this just came at the perfect time, so why am I doing this today? Just doing it to test, see where we can go, race, compete, and most importantly, man, just inspire some other people to do it as well. Like, you can get so ahead of yourself and things like this. Me and Jordan have been really back and forward with ourselves this week. You can go and cock a race up so much because your ego gets away. And Dale behind the camera knows this as well, where you go out the clock, like, sprint out that start line, man, and just literally do not stick to the plan whatsoever. And yeah, that's not happening today. We've got a game plan. I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, I know the areas I'm going to lean into, and I think it's going to be an incredible race today. One thing I always tell clients is that you only borrow your physique, you only borrow your fitness. And a story that I always remind clients of is that Simone Biles, who's like one of the best Olympians of all time, basically in 2021, whenever they done the Tokyo Olympics, remember it was meant to be the 2020 Olympics, she was one of the best gymnasts ever to live, still is, greatest of all time, one of the best Olympians, one of the most decorated athletes of all time as well. And Simone Biles had to walk away from the 2020 games, that's what they named it, because obviously it wasn't in 2020 because of the pandemic, but she had to walk away with what they call the twisties, and she stopped training, like one of the most decorated athletes of all time. And she built herself back up and went back and won gold. And I think there's a lot to be taken away from that, so that if you're going through a bit of a time right now where you're always looking back the way of where you were at, and you're very caught up in the past of how fit you were, like, just remember, it doesn't matter about where you were, it's always about where you're going, and it's never as hard to get back to where you were when you've been there before. And for me, that's been like really, really tough, man, like the just kind of getting back to you. So I know it's not like it's not a world championship final or anything today, but it represents a lot to me because it's like kind of getting back to being my best, man. So I'm looking forward to going throwing it down. And just a wee reminder to everyone, if you're feeling a little bit behind or you're feeling like you're not where you used to be, just remember it's never about where you were, it's always about where you're going. You can't just put your success on outcomes. You need to really align yourself with who you're trying to be in the process. So what I said the word there, but one of my highest values is progress. And regardless of what happens today, I just need to remind myself that there was a point in April where I went on the treadmill for the first time ever when I was in America, when he was running Boston Marathon, probably a bit too prematurely, and I struggled to run 2 kilometers. Like, it was hard to run 2 kilometers. I am not a gifted or talented runner. Like, it's something I have to really work at, and if I don't do it, I'll lose it very fast. And that was a massive blow to my confidence, a massive blow to my ego. And for me, like, around that time, I had to just get really aligned with, like, right, who am I trying to be? Who do I need to be? And for me, like, that's the thing you need to remember. It doesn't matter what you do. You're not being unambitious by saying that you don't want to win, you don't want to set a certain time, you don't want a PB. But you need to remember, like, why you're doing it, and the thing that you really want to gain from it is so, so important. And a lot of people really overlook that as well. And for me, this year's really taught me that. This is my secret weapon here, Jordan Kane, the whip it. 250 marathoner, let's go. How are you feeling, bro?
Good, mate. Excited for it. Looking forward to our race environment again. It's been a few months, and then obviously, what's that, like 9 months since we raced together? We've had one race, one win so far. So
yeah.
excited, man.
How's your fitness coming into the race?
Good, mate. I'm happy with where I'm at now. It's been I've not raced or done any sort of event for 2-3 months, so it's just been a big training block recently. And volumes went up probably by a third. And I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling good, mate.
This man is a super dad. This man is proving what every dad can do when they've got responsibilities, commitments, and you can still turn up and put in the work. You just get PB after PB, mate. So I feel, we said before in the car on the way up, like when it comes to like racing for me, man, sometimes you hear folk, I don't want to let my partner down. I don't feel like that with you. I feel like you've got my back in it, and then we can push each other on throughout it as well, man.
Exactly, mate. We both kind of got probably slightly different strengths. Like you're much stronger than me in the stations point of view. I'm probably a bit stronger than you at the running right now, but hopefully just doing that, we can work together, mate, and just get a good result. I think we'll have a competitive time anyway, mate, definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
We did a wee kind of mini run through, and actually the box overs, the box step overs was something I was kind of like, I don't know how they'll go, but they felt really good for me, mate. So
I felt really good on the snatches.
Aye.
Yeah. I think we're kind of playing to our strengths. My strengths are the ergs and the snatches, and then his strengths are the burpees, the running,
box overs,
and the box overs.
So I would have said the snatch being the worst for me, because that 20 kilo is actually pretty solid. But see, because you can split that, it's fine. When we did that wee mini run through the lunges at the end, I didn't even consider them. I thought they're fine, but see, everything's you go, I go. See, because the lunges are just synchro. Both of you need to do at the same time 100 metre lunges or whatever. I'm dreading that, man. But let's hopefully last minute, last wee part of the race, you've got that, like, just dig it out, man.
Mine's is probably the runs, man. I'm fit, that's what I say. Like, I'm really fit coming into this, but coming back from this injury, and you like at the end of the day, your running's where your running is, and the number, like, you cannot, like, people somehow think that you can turn up the day and knock off like 20 seconds per kilometre. You just can't, and I know where it's at, and I know that, like, my 100th percentile is like Jordan's 85th, 90th percentile. So I know that I'm just going to be hurting for like 4.4k of the runs, but I can deal with it because you get those breaks on the ergs and stuff. So
I think it's different in a double C because you do get that breather. You can afford to just go that wee bit harder than you normally do just because you can get that breather. But no, mate, I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll work together well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Let's go, mate. This is Liam. It's nice to put a face to a name, by the way. He just came over and introduced himself, and I was like, all right, but he's put on today an incredible event. This is the first time HPX has ever went.
It is, mate, yeah. It's the first one, so far so good.
Yeah, it's insane. So can you tell us a bit about where it came from and why you done it?
Of course, so I own Evo Training, so it's a gym about 10 minutes away. I started out in a wee garage, and a really close friend of mine is one of my personal training clients called John Gilardi, was a pillar in why I grew my business to where it got to, and tragically we lost him last year, tragic accident. I've dropped that one in. But so we wanted to do something to remember him, and I'd always spoke to him about putting on kind of an event, something like this. I come from a CrossFit background, but I love the hybrid style thing, and it's a nice, it's so accessible for a lot of people, and our gym's very like that. We're not too CrossFit-y, we're more like everybody's accessible. So yeah, we wanted to create an event that people could come and get involved with in his memory. That's why all the proceeds go to Harbour Ayrshire, the charities, because he helped set it up. And yeah, so it's been a fantastic day. There's some exciting heats coming up, including yourself.
What do you think about the last wave that's kind of going out on?
I'm excited. From a selfish point of view, it loves sport and loves competition. I'm going to enjoy watching the fast boys.
Yeah, there's a lot of big names out there. Anyway, man, mate, awesome.
Good luck.
Race, man.
Only getting started when it's midnight, keeping it tight if a nigga wanna go to war. It can get dark but we stay bright, coming like a night, it's on sight, ever touch my sleeve. Niggas around there wanna disagree when it's clear that I'm speaking facts. Man like me, you know I'm proactive, never gonna stop till I see the big man's on flats.
Hop on the front door, it's like midnight. Don't lose your grip cause you might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed, I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace, bro like that, and we're back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base. How I can never act. Been tryna stack up racks on racks. Boys in the back wearing all black, staying on track. Better show your gun, and that's on me. Out here getting this beer. If you work for the devil, better retreat. Coming too icy, coming too clean. Could never move shady, ain't no fiend.
Shotgun, London, what's the outcome? You know, I'm a madman, just can't stick to the program. Raise up the heat, keeping the tension, shifting the gear to a different dimension. Red light, speed up, take off, slide up. Hop on the front door, it's like midnight. Don't lose your grip cause you might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed, I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace, bro like that, and we're back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base. Only getting started when it's midnight, keeping it tight if a nigga wanna go to war. It can get dark but we stay bright, coming like a night, it's on sight, ever touch my sleeve. Niggas around there wanna disagree when it's clear that I'm speaking facts. Man like me, you know I'm proactive, never gonna stop till I see the big man's on flats.
Hop on the front door, it's like midnight. Don't lose your grip cause you might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed, I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace, bro like that, and we're back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Running up to the word carry. Now for the leaders, as secretaries come in, mind looks to take
I can never act. Been trying to stack up racks on racks. Boys in the back wearing all black, staying on track. But I should have gone, and that's on me. Out here getting this beer. If you work for the devil, better retreat. Coming too icy, coming too clean. Could never move shady, ain't no feed.
Shotgun, London, what's the outcome? You know, I'm a madman, just can't stick to the program. Raise up the heat, keeping the tension, shifting the gear to a different dimension. Red light, speed up, take off, slide up. Hop on the front door, it's like midnight, 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 midnight. Don't lose your grip, cause you might fall out again. I'll fight with need for speed, I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace, throw like that, and we're back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Yeah. Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Just annoying because at the end lunges here, I should have just went right, I'll do, see if it was high enough, I went, I'll do 20, you do 5. What was it?
Hey guys. How you feeling? Well, first event back. I was definitely a wee adventure, man. So, very, very destroyed after that, but it was good. Proud of myself for keeping cool during it. And actually just saying, let's just finish this, bro. Because that could have honestly been so easy to just walk off.
Well done, mate. Look strong out there.
I know it was great, it was tough. I know we're probably sitting about 50s. We're actually coming into it. What you can't do anything about that, Christian, just like you could see his leg proper, like twitching. And then at that point, we could have just went, you know what, we still got lunges, you know what to do, let's just leave it. We're cramping up, but fair play to Christian, man, he just went, no, I want to finish it. So we said at that point, we're like, let's see if we can just grind this out under an hour. So we did that, so happy with that. There's can't do anything about that, man, innit? These things happen during a race, but no, still happy with ground out.
Jordan, I went like to Jordan, and I went, I can manage this, but seeing I got to the walking lunges, my legs were just like, I was like, my God, man.
HPX 06, the Great White Shark, Casey Sharkney, and Captain White.
Great white sharks, that's quite convenient. You get a 250.
Incredible time, 54, 43, shaking the tree, and the
What a race, man. First one back of the season. Well, kind of first one back of the season, isn't it? So this is the coming into obviously tail end of 25. So It was incredible, man. I'm just blown away by like the size and how well organised that event was. That's going to be an incredible event, by the way, guys. So like, massive shout out to the team at Evo Gym. I spoke to Liam as well, obviously earlier on the vlog. I was honestly blown away by just the size, and it's just so nice. Actually, I was sitting just doing a bit of writing shit down this morning, and that was one of the things I was saying is I love doing an event where you go to it and it's like in a community. Like obviously this is here in Ayrshire, this is where I'm from, so to go and see like so many faces, like seeing so many folk getting together, it's an amazing way to bring the community together. So I always love days like that, which was absolutely incredible. So the event itself was brutal, absolutely savage. I loved it. It was just a buzz being on the start line with so many savages as well, to be honest, man. And what was the biggest takeaway for me is like just how humble everyone is. Like it doesn't matter like what level everyone is. Like Graham actually mentioned it as well, obviously being in the Elite 15 at High Rocks, and I think it was you that said to him before, someone went, how you feel? He went, the same before every single race. And it's so true. It doesn't matter what level you are, it doesn't matter where you are, like you're putting yourself out there. That was great. So the race obviously didn't really go to plan for us in the sense that I went into like complete cramp, which you obviously see in the video, which is obviously just I wouldn't even say it's nutrition, it's just the fact that I've not frazzled my body that hard in a while, obviously through training, but I've not competed like that. So it's probably a combination of adrenaline, nutrition, and probably just timing. So I had to kind of flick the switch on the wall balls and be like, right, this is just about getting around this bad boy, man. So from the start, we kind of got a bit ahead of ourselves, man. I think everyone did on the bike, every single person did on the bike, man. Like I said, Jordan and Stephen will come off that bike first, and they did. So straight off the back end of that, we went into the first run.
How did it feel when everyone's coming off the bike and you're still going?
We said before we were going to run it. I knew that would happen. Like we had a plan and we stuck to it. I was probably still a little bit faster than the plan. I said I was going to stick to 1800 calories, and I was sitting at like 2200 or something, man. So God knows what speed people were pushing that at. So I didn't want to overcook myself. So I knew that was going to happen. And everyone goes off. It's an endurance race. I think you can easily convince yourself like, I'm going to do this and I'm just going to go a bit faster than what I would. You're like, don't, because you need to pace yourself for the full thing, otherwise you're going to cook it. And even though my body was like cramping up like hell, my fitness felt great. I felt very strong. I felt like I maintained good composure. Where I really started to feel it fall to pieces was after the last run. I came off on the ski erg, my abs were cramping. So when I was coming back up, I felt like my abs were still staying in that contracted position at the bottom, and my triceps were contracting as well. And I was just like, oh no. And I know why, because when me and Jordan were training, Jordan was basically, Jordan's a 250 marathoner. Jordan can run for 26.2 mile at a 4-minute kilometre. So he's a very, very good runner. So I was hanging on for dear life. But I think just pushing the running that hard when I've not ran like that was the straw that broke the camel's back, as they would say. So I've got the fitness there, but the conditioning just wasn't there. So then when it came into coming into the wall balls, man, my body was just like, what have you been doing, man? So I think if I maybe held back a bit, but that's just racing in it, like shoulda, woulda, coulda. It was good to go and test it, and I think for me, we went out and I would have been happy coming in that top 10, but these things happen in racing sometimes, and you go out and I'm walking away with it with my head held high, because there's a part of me that could have just walked away for that as soon as like I had to drop to the floor and I had to stretch my legs because my legs were cramping that bad, and I just was like flicked this switch in my head and I was like, Jordan, let's just finish this, bro. So I love training with Jordan. I love pushing myself with him. He's a great partner. He's a fit guy as well, man. So it was good to do that. So it was an incredible day, an incredible race, and just so nice to see the sort of fitness community, especially sort of Central Belt, West Coast of Scotland, come together. There's a lot of very, very fit people. It's honestly mad. Like, this neck of the woods is insane for, I don't know what's happened here and why there's so many savage people. And it doesn't matter, you don't need to be stupidly fit to do anything like this, but I think the standard here is just such a incredible standard that it makes so many people rise to
just such a high standard, and I don't even know why this little area in Scotland has created that, but I think it's an epicentre for fitness. I think there's so many incredible gyms here, so many incredible communities, so many incredible athletes and people just setting a standard that's really inspiring other people to do better. So you just really see that on days like this, and that's what I really seen today. So great event, and I think for me as well, it's just like another bit of resilience for me is like just realising that not even that long a time ago I would have walked away for that going, I didn't get the result I wanted, didn't get the race I wanted, and it's like, it's racing, man. Like you go and you do these things, and then it identifies something that needs to be improved, tweaked or fixed, and that's exactly what I took away from that, man. So I loved it. It was great. It's good to be home. Obviously we're only home for a few weeks, so to do that, and it just makes me then go back to the drawing board to be better. But I went out there, man, probably in one of the best sort of conditions I've been in. I felt strong. I felt really just really fit, man, like really on top of my nutrition and stuff, so I couldn't have done any more, and I gave it everything, man. I gave it absolutely everything, and to still do it when I felt like my body was literally giving up on me, I'm happy with that. It was great to see so many other people just getting out there and doing it as well. And I think if anyone's watching stuff like this, like, a lot of people think that you need to be at a certain level. Like, anyone can go and do stuff like that, and I think a lot of people think that you need to be doing obscene things. You don't. You just have to put yourself out there, and like what I've kind of experienced today is no different to what someone else experienced that done it at, that was their first time ever doing any kind of race before. You get uncomfortable, man. You learn something about yourself, you push yourself, you test yourself, and you get better, and that's what happens in days like this, and that's exactly what I've taken away. So it was great to have all the family there. It was good to have so many folk cheering you on and stuff, and it was on to the next one, man. So I don't know what's going to be next, but I hope he's obviously took a lot away from today's vlog. I know this has been a hell of a fast turnaround as well for it coming out, so if you have not, please subscribe to the channel. Please make sure that you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Send this to anyone else that you think this would be a great idea to do. If you're watching this a year on from now and you're taking on HPX because it's growing year upon year, then 100% going in and getting about it, because it was an absolutely incredible event. Anyway guys, I'm going to go and get a shower because I stink, and I'm going to get some food and go out for a nice meal. See you later. Goodbye.